but I'm a realist. Like, I would love for certain things to be a certain way, and it makes sense for them to be that way, but that's not the reality that we deal with. So I'm looking at literally the dirty, nasty, roach infested reality that us as Black American people deal with. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. And I be having to have this conversation all the time with my Nigerian friends, but that's a whole nother story. But I'm just saying, I do think that, like, as far as like being your biggest cheerleader, you. But I don't like when people like post people's stuff and like don't give them the creators the credit. That's total bullshit. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna give the creators credit.
My husband used our life savings to pay for his mother's cancer surgery.
Life savings.
I am from Nigeria, and I have been married to my husband for 16 years.
Wow.
And we have been together for 23 years. We have 6 children, with our oldest being 15 and our youngest being 1 year old.
Okay. She's been grafting, this woman.
We have always dreamed of building our dream home and moving out of the home we rent from my husband's father. We have both worked very hard to save money for this dream home. As for me, I have an Ashwebi business, whilst being a mother and taking care of the home, may I add. Whilst my husband works in IT, sadly, his mother, who is 87, was diagnosed with cancer.
87.
As we don't have insurance, the bill for her operation was 30 million naira.
Jesus.
Which is roughly, I calculated, it's $33,000. We managed to raise the money and the operation was a success, but with no guarantee, the cancer will not return. Unbeknownst to me,
I love that word.
my husband decided to use our life savings to pay for the surgery, and he did not inform me. Of course, I love his mother, but that was our life saving used on someone who doesn't have long to live anyway.
Hey.
And the cancer may return. It's killing me to pretend I'm happy about this. Am I in the wrong?
And they talked about this, and I just thought this was like such an incredible topic that I knew we just had to like touch on. He did not tell his wife that he took that money that they had saved together for their home because they're renting from his dad. And now she's like, I can't really fake this. Like, he get on my nerves. He took the money that we had been saving for X, Y, and Z. But this is the ironic part. She was 87 years old. His mom.
That's what I was.
His mom was 87 years old, and he took the money that he and his wife had saved for them to buy their home.
Yeah, I have two questions.
But me personally, I'm out. I'm out. First of all, I mean, 6 kids and all of that. You know who you're dealing with, and
let's say multiple, because I don't know how many kids.
Okay,
but he don't whatever. Multiple.
You know what you're dealing with. Number one is a conversation, but then I can't even say that because if this is my husband and I love you, like, you know, like, yo, that's crazy, and he was put in his mother, like, really. But I probably will be out. Yeah, and we still renting from your dad. Why your dad ain't put that money in? That means he got properties. Why your dad ain't pay for that? Like, why are you taking it? Nah.
Yeah, but the dad and her could be split up.
I don't care.
No. They're it's a family.
I love my mother, right? And I'm thinking about, like, I'm trying to put myself in this situation. And I love my mother. And even though I'm not like the mama's boy, if he's a mama's boy, there's nothing you can tell that man. Right. And if you allow a man to sit back, or anybody, a man or a woman, to sit back and know they have the ability to try to save their parents' life that they are assuming close to, and they don't, there's a level of regret that's probably going to start to weigh on that person. And the marriage will be over anyways. Now, if for me personally, I love my mom. My mom has sacrificed so much for me. Even if it was $30,000, $33,000 that we had, I mean, I would not just take it. You know, I would definitely communicate. But had it had been a reason that I was just taking it as a game time executive decision and I'm doing it, I'm going to do it. And I would just pray that she understands, because regardless if my mom lives 1 year or my mom lives 10 more years, it's not just me. It's also my kids and their grandparents. We got 6 kids. One of them is 1 year old. They probably won't even get to remember their mom if they were to, grandmother, if she was to pass away today. And I would just like, even if she did that with the money with her mom or her father, I would find a way to forgive her. And I don't think $33,000 is worth in my opinion, is worth a 14-year marriage, 6 children, family.
Can I want to just add a bit of perspective, because we're looking at it as 33 American dollars, 33 USD
I'm looking
versus
culturally.
What did she said 300?
It's like 3 million. Yes, 300 million.
No. It was Naira, but it was like, was it
a lot of Naira?
It was a lot of money.
No, it was a lot of money.
The money is probably a lot harder.
So I think that it's important for us, as far as perspective, to not look at it in 33,000 American dollars. We have to look at it in Naira, because it's not easy. Also, with 6 kids and this, that, and the other, it's not easy to save in general. Period. Yeah. And because most of my friends are Nigerian, like, I know what the economy looks like in Nigeria right now. Like, it's like 1 gazillion Naira to $1. So just perspective,
and even what they make.
Right. But that also, is he her only child?
I don't know.
You get what I'm saying? So those are those things too.
He might be the only one that can afford it. Clearly,
I think the biggest issue is that he did not communicate with her what was happening. He didn't give her the choice or a voice to even say, okay, maybe if he would have communicated with her, they'd be like, you know what? They made the decision together, but he didn't communicate. And I think the first step was communicating. You didn't communicate, then that led to the feelings where she's feeling now. Like,
and I think that's always the biggest.
Yeah,
that's always the biggest problem in these in these dilemmas is communication. Nobody communicates.
But I think you're forgetting that cultural aspect, where in that culture the man probably is the head honcho and
not
he
if
runs
we
it.
both put in money.
But I'm saying you're put yourself in that culture where he may not have to communicate with his wife.
Well, but the thing is that I think that if communication is her issue, and him taking the money like unilaterally is her issue, then regardless of what the culture is, that's what their marriage contract is about. That is their agreement. We make large money decisions
of our money,
but between us.
Okay,
it's not a unilateral thing.
I don't believe that it's just the community. I think the communication is just like the tip of the iceberg, because the fact that she was more so.
What's the shaft?
I think that, like, because she goes into like low key throwing shade. It's like she's 87 years old. There's no guarantee it's not going to come back. It's almost like she's saying that the mother was a waste of money.
Those are all facts. That's not shade.
So, but no, I'm saying like, but she deems it as not even worthy of the money. So I don't believe that.
She didn't say that, Rico.
But her first issue was she didn't know that he did it. And then she went into, so that is that's the word I was trying to repeat. So her first issue was that. So from that issue comes, that's like, okay, I'm mad at you. But because of that, now I'm thinking of all these other things that comes along with it. Like, are you serious? And we got 6 kids that we have to get to school. We got to feed. We got, like,
it was somewhere to live.
It was wrong.
I think that
and the mother probably would have preferred for him not to do that. Like,
what?
The mother,
nobody.
At 87, I would, baby, don't do that.
Your mother would have told you not to.
Yeah, the mother at 87, when you're at that age, you want to go. Don't hold me.
Your siblings are gone. Your spouse is gone. Like, everybody's gone.
I tell my kid, like, let me go.
I mean,
until my mama say that, baby, let me go. Yeah. I'm gonna pay the money.
And you gonna take it from your husband?
I'm gonna pay the money. If I have a chance to save my own motherfucking mother.
Right. But
I don't care if I know if it's going to work or not. There is a chance that it might not work. If I have the opportunity for there to be even a slight chance, I'm paying the money. And that's just me.
So
I don't think it's the
William and Jameer, if I'm 87 years old and I have cancer, baby, keep that money. Go ahead and take care of your kids. Go ahead and fulfill your life. Go ahead and live a better life than I was able to. Like, no.
I'm just saying, my mama would have had to tell me, bitch, don't do that. She would have had to tell me that.
Do you have kids?
No.
Are you married? Do you have a family?
No.
It's a whole different perspective from that. Like from this, yeah, but from the perspective of having 6 kids, being married, work for this for your whole, you probably would have a different
Perspective.
view. But from your, I understand.
Maybe.
Yeah, I understand.
Or maybe not, because the love that I have for my mom ain't gonna
But
change.
it has nothing to do with the love that you have for your mother. You're still gonna love your mother.
Can I give my perspective? And I'm gonna use who I always
My
use.
daddy.
And you're married, so
Bring her shot right now, because if she's mentioned,
I didn't say it though, and we didn't make a rule.
Go ahead.
Like she want to enforce a rule that doesn't exist.
Can't do that mid game.
Right. This is the kind of person you don't want on your spades team. So
go ahead, bring her shot.
This is my point, and I'll use my dad as an example.
Love it.
No, because I think that gives some context to like what I'm saying.
Half a shot.
No, you can't make a fucking mid whatever rule. That's not how it works.
Mid show.
Personally, the spouse, we got a big problem.
Yeah.
Real big problem. But I'm gonna be honest. I think that my parents are not selfish. Can they be selfish? Yes. Do they be having selfish tendencies? Yes. But I think like as a general matter, when I kind of look at how my life has gone, they have, even for their selfish choices, I still do think that like they have my best interest, right? At heart. And I believe that if the doctor, first of all, let's go on the facts. The doctor has not confirmed while the surgery or protocol, whatever what is it called?
Chemo.
Diagnosis.
She had chemo.
Yeah, okay, treatment. That's what the
Surgery.
treatment protocol. So we know the treatment has been successful, right? But there is no guarantee, which is with most situations. You know, there's no guarantee on how well it's gonna work or stay or remission or whatever. I would have a real serious problem with me like deciding to like keep my dad alive without having a conversation with my husband. Like, really, what if my husband is like, no, I got something else planned for that money to where we can like double it or triple it? Or what if there's something else that like we need to pay for? Like,
how quickly can you double it?
It doesn't matter. What I know is that like I know my husband is smart. I know that I trust him when it comes to like our money. You know, the same way I've trusted my dad my whole life about building a fucking house.
No, I'm just saying that because if you know how to double it, can we double it by next week? Can we double it by tomorrow? Because then we can leave the same amount of money that's there, and I can use the.
But I think let's just be realistic.
The other half,
outside of it being illegal. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
I don't know if you can just double the shit in 2 weeks. Honestly, I am a selfish person. And I've said this before, but like I literally cannot imagine like taking money that we've both struggled for, because sacrifice is a struggle. I don't care how rich you are. I'll tell you right now, like I'm doing a lot as far as sacrifice to make a dream that I want happen, or a dream that we want happen, a dream that's gonna like benefit both of us. You know what I mean? Sacrifice is a struggle. So I don't care how much, how a person like looks at what struggle is, but for me to take that away from somebody else, like I would feel like really kind of grotesque to myself. Like putting that on my parent when we have so many other things where this money is gonna be such an integral part of, as far as I'm saying starting our lives, but these people have been together forever. But just like continuing their lives, as far as like maybe putting their kids through school, health care for their kids, because they did say they didn't have insurance.
When I had my kids, like fuck everyone else.
That's your responsibility.
Those that's God gave me that, and he said this is what you like. That's what I was saying. I didn't mean to like invalidate. Like I get it from, but when you have kids. That's your all. That's what you working for. Like, that's what you brought into this life. That's what you was given to, like, I couldn't see myself, like, not thinking about them.
Because really, just think about what happens, like, something happens to you.
Sick.
Exactly.
And now you don't have the money to save your kid.
I mean,
and like she said, they didn't guarantee that procedure was going to work.
Guys, let's be real.
The procedure work. There's no guarantee that
She's on the other side.
She's
Oh my
done.
God.
So, but my thing is like,
I'm saying, wait, but no. But I'm saying this about like with respect to like my own parents. Like
Yeah.
you on the other side, baby. You done lived.
I mean,
So I'm not.
87? That's a good
I mean,
look.
I look at
She
it
could
from
also
a,
been the babysitter.
I look at it from a, I look at it from a perspective of like right now, right? So I have my daughter and my mom, right, who is her grandmother.
She not 87.
No, she's not.
My
But
mom's like 42.
no, my mom's not 42. She's damn near 50.
55.
No, his
Whatever.
mom is in his 40s.
Yeah, she's,
Her
about
40s.
she's about to be
How old are
50.
you?
You my son.
A baby.
I'm about to say, Rico, you could be my brother.
So-
Actually,
my man age.
And both of y'all could be his kids.
because your
Probably gonna be
mama,
my
my
kid.
mama, same age
Look,
as your
so
ass.
what I'm trying to say is, with my daughter and her mother and my mother, her grandmother, there's a bond there that if my like even this morning, she asked me to call her grandmother, right? Every day she tells me how much she loves her grandmother. So when I think about it, and it's like, if I am in that spot or that position, hell, when my great grandmother passed away, my mother was really close with her. And that was her grandmother. It took my mom months to recoup. Months, not like just a day. It took maybe even a year. Like we would go past like this one turn that we would take to go down to their house, and my mom would start bawling out, crying. And I'm talking about this is months later. So when I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it from a whole perspective, a whole family perspective, and I'm not saying maybe they aren't close with that
No,
that
they close.
woman,
That's why
right?
they close.
But if it was me
Like
and
this.
like what
Nigga,
I know, and
My
I
Panther
don't know how
clothes.
long it took them to save this money, right? So like, that's another thing I wish we did know. You know, if it took them 10 years to save this money or 5, you know, that would be better insight. But I'm willing to take that chance, even if my mother and my kid's grandmother or grandparent will have X amount of years potentially. I'm going to spend that money. Especially if I will already prove to myself and to ourselves that we've been able to save this money. Now, obviously, it depends on how long it did take us. You know,
wow.
yeah.
You better go out there, sell that dick, and get our money.
I'm about to say,
back,
how
and
else
then
can
we're
we
gonna
get
be
it back?
good.
But my thing is, I would be
I'm
mad
willing.
too. I'm not robbing her for the way that she feels. Right? I'm not saying she shouldn't be upset. I'm not saying that she should be mad. I mean, she shouldn't be mad. I'm not saying that her work and how much that she put forth into that saving pot, she isn't, you know, doesn't have a right to. But what I am saying is, at some point, life is not about money, and you can't put a price on a day. You can't put a price on a year. You really can't put a price on your loved one when you have the means to do so. And I think that's where I stand with it. I'm not saying people have to align with it. That's just my personal morals.
Can I offer something? So I mentioned this earlier. $33,000 US, right? I just want to put this into like Naira. That is 44,052,160.95.
But what do they get paid though?
That's my next question. Like, what's their wages?
Yeah, and what's their
Guys, I said 44 million. It doesn't matter how
No
much
me
a house
importa,
costs.
go
but what's
sell
their
it.
denomination?
44 million.
But what's their denomination?
1 hour, it's 33,000.
No, but what's their denominations?
Like
Like
Catholic?
no, like so, like
Oh,
is it $1, $5, $20, $100? Because that puts a different.
I don't care.
It
It's
was-
a lot. For
Because
it. You didn't
if
talk
they
to
have
me
like
No, no,
about
I'll
it.
tell you.
10,000 or 50,000.
Here, no, I'll tell you.
know
So
what I'm
the
saying?
exchange rate right now, it takes 1,334,000 and 55 cents, whatever,
Yeah.
Naira for $1 US.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
he's asking how much do they make at their jobs?
No,
No,
that's
it's
not what I'm
not.
saying.
Oh, never
What
mind.
is so the currency? Our currency is $1, $5, $20, 50, 100. Right? That if theirs is 1,000, 10,000, 50,000.
It doesn't matter.
It does,
No, it
because
doesn't.
if you divide it by like how many nairas, how many?
I just told you. No, I literally just told you.
Wait,
For
but hold
one-
on. Why does that matter to you?
Because if I go, all right, let me give you an example, right? So if I look at this from what I do know is pesos, right? If I go to pesos, they'll say it's 1 mil. 1 mil is equivalent to like $300.
You're looking at Colombian pesos.
But what I'm saying is, what
I
is
know
theirs?
I know
You
exactly
what
what
I'm
you
saying?
mean.
Because
But
it might not be the same.
at the
Because
end of-
44 million, I'm sorry, but 44 million could literally be
$33,000.
no, but like
I'm telling you, it doesn't matter
It's
once
not
you
like you're
make the
thinking about it in-
conversion. Once you make the conversion, you're saying 33,000 US dollars, right? So it's only $33,000 to us, but to them, it's still 44 million. But it's the mill is different from. I know exactly what you're trying to say, but
Yeah.
but that does not matter.
but like
It's the exchange rate that matters.
You took some of my money without talking to me.
So my question is
That's
for
not- that's a
Rico,
lot.
with the decision that you made, are you including
Your wife.
not only that, but are you including like you being selfish over
Yeah.
your marriage?
Yes.
well,
Are you willing to be that selfish to lose your wife? Because you're going to lose somebody.
but
Ain't
the
gonna
thing
lie.
is, I don't think it's a. I
I
don't
don't
think,
already come off a
I
little.
don't think it's
selfish,
about.
I'm just asking
It's not has
are
nothing to
you
do with being
including that?
selfish. I don't think it's a selfish thing. Because like, all right, do I? Because if we look at it from selfish, it's like, okay, are you selfish because you want to rob your husband, your 6 kids, and the person's life? Let's just say they split this pot half and half, right? For like the amount of 33,000. Let's say they both put up 16.5. Because I don't know how much each one.
I get
You're gonna rob 6 kids, your spouse, and the mother for 16,000 of your dollars, right? I'm assuming that this is a tangible. I'm just putting in there that they both put in an equal amount into this pot.
Okay.
So you're saying that I'm more selfish because I'm taking your 16,000, but assuming that the kids, myself, all want our mothers and grandmother there for however much longer that she may have.
Them kids wanted a big house.
I'm talking about
in their own bedroom.
And they own bedroom.
the aspect of you making that decision as selfish.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
But am I
asking you.
selfish or selfless? Because I'm selfish to her, but I'm selfless to her. So either way, you're being selfish to somebody.
You're selfish for not including her in the decision to
That
take
part.
our money. Now,
We're
if
not
you
we're
took
not
half of
arguing
it,
about we're not
if you
arguing
took
about the
half
lack
of
of
it,
communication.
I think she would have felt better if he would have took half and it'd be like, okay, it's something here.
Then that
For
wouldn't
now,
have
I
made you
can decide and we
selfish.
can still. But it's selfish, one, because you did not communicate with me about our money.
But what I'm trying to say is
And
we're
then you took
not
all
we're
of it?
not talking about we're not disagreeing on the lack of communication. There's no disagreeing there. The disagreements that I have is that what she says after that the mother was about to die. There's
She
no
never said that.
well, she
that was
said
my
that the mother was
commentary.
87 years old,
Yeah.
and she said that the mother she did say something along those lines.
No, they said she's
No.
87.
She's
Those are facts.
She said she's
And that
87 years old.
And that the
And the
procedure
percentage-
may
yeah.
or may not
okay.
work.
So what does 87 years old have to do with anything?
Boy, 87 years old. What is the
No,
average?
No, answer my
But
question.
then-
the
and she's
Answer
that's
the
the
question.
implication is
The
what he's
answer
saying.
The answer is she's already lived the majority of her
And
life.
she's about to
And we
go
literally-
out.
No one said
We-
no, guys.
No,
she's
that's
about to
not what
die,
she said.
but
That's
you
what
also
you
have
took.
kids.
So why
You
does
have a
87
1-year-old,
matter
you have a
then?
16-year-old, and you have to worry
You
about.
also have a
them.
1-year-old,
Yes,
right?
That's who
I
you
think
need.
said a
that-
3-year-old.
I feel that's
a
who you
4
should
or
be worried
5-year-old.
about.
Guys.
That's just my point of view.
Yeah, but have you ever seen like the thing is when we and I get so I've seen monetary gains set up the younger generation, and I've also seen that same generation that you set up, and I believe something different, or I believe in karmatic debt. So that kid fucks up your wealth. That kid that you risk and sacrifice and you let certain such and such happen to other people, and then that kid comes on and you pass him everything on a silver platter, and he fucks up this platter. He becomes ain't shit.
Is
or
that
she.
the rule?
No, it's not. It's not.
Or is it the exception?
No, it's not the rule. It's not. It's not even an exception. It's really actually a saying. They actually say that. I'll get into that when I finish this. But what happens is because it pulls me on a tangent and then we go somewhere else. But the thing is like you're sacrificing, and I do believe you are supposed to set up your kids or set up the youth, and I'm tired of seeing people make certain sacrifices that limit and hinder their youth. But sacrifices where you're talking about morality and ethics, when I don't care how you shape it, if you don't pay for it, your children are gonna pay for it.
Wait. Can you explain that? Because I don't
Like when you and this is going to left, but when you rob or you strip or you take something from the universe, it has to come back to you. I don't know how. So if I let you die and I have the means to save it, and you are something that's monumental to me,
anyways.
if I let you die and I have the means to stop this, and this is going to be monumental not only just for me, but for the kids in our house, somebody's gonna suffer, right? And now we're talking about somebody suffering from a lost person who they deem close to them over a piece of paper that you just weren't able to figure out how to obtain faster.
What's the paper?
It's about money.
The money.
Oh,
So
I was lost on that one too.
it's a piece of paper that you weren't able to obtain faster. If you like, and honestly, when we look at it from what they do now, and that's why I wish I had more context on or insight on how long it took them to save this money. How long did they have these jobs? You know, when did they get into this position where they had the ability to save this money? And because that matters more so than just the amount of money. Because if it did take you 23 years, and we're going to assume that it's going to take you at least the same, if not longer, because you probably have more kids now, then I think that plays a bigger role in the decision. But if you were both been working for 10 years or 5 years and you were able to acquire this money and you didn't have the job before or the company before that you have now, it's like, okay, well, this money's coming back.
So this is my issue with that. Let's just say that I'm sorry. This is my issue with that. Let's just say that money was not a down payment. It literally would have purchased them the house that Alan showed you, but like just a lesser house. Nice, but maybe just 3 bedrooms or whatever. I don't know. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, whatever. That house sets up your family. It sets up your kids. It allows you to have equity in the house. You can borrow from it. You can start a business with it. Like, what happens to the money when you send it to what is the WOW? What's the name of it? WOW something? The cancer treatment center in New York is WOW. Yeah, that. Or MD Anderson in Houston. You know what happens to it? It's gone. It will not duplicate. It won't replicate. It won't do nothing. It's fucking gone. Whereas when you have this money for this house, one, it's provided somewhere safe for you and your children. It's provided a place where you have equity. You can take it out and do something else with it. I just think that, like, as far as growing and flipping, it's on this side, and
you're
not
teaching your kids generational wealth. You're teaching your kids. You're putting them.
Not with one house.
What?
Not with one
Baby!
Boy!
Not with one house. I mean, I'm not.
Alan.
Well, we're not saying no.
Thank you.
Listen,
One house.
As a parent,
Time out. We're not saying. Make sure this is understood. We're not saying that the ability isn't there off one house. We're saying that you're not teaching generational wealth with one house.
No, you do.
but
You only need one
You
house.
figure
listen.
No, you're
In Houston, Texas.
How many people have one house in
I don't
Linden,
know
New Jersey
shit.
for 3 generations? Okay, then, Alan, stop.
No,
Stop
and
it.
that's because they don't
And
know
I
what to
them
do. No,
because I see them and I drive past them.
Go
They're
ahead.
10 minutes from me.
You mentioned something.
They
in
got
which-
their fucking grandmother's house, and then some of them got their great grandmother's house or their great grandfather's house. And it's like, y'all niggas is still in the same spot off this one fucking house.
Listen, you mentioned something in what you were saying because you said a lot, right? And I didn't agree with a lot of it, but I respect everything you said. But you said about kids, and
Sorry,
it's like you
is it doing
sacrifice your
something?
kids, and they end up not doing the right thing. This and that. At the end of the day, for me, as a mother of 2 boys, I'm satisfied knowing I did everything I can to make sure that my kids had enough or did whatever I could do to get them in the right path. Whatever they choose to do from them, that's on them. But my guilty, like that mom guilt is, like right now, my mom guilt is oh my God, I'm not doing enough. I need to make sure. Like, I just want to make sure I did everything I can as a parent, as a mother, made the best decision possible with them in mind in their future. Whatever they do from there, that's on them, whether they become successful or not. But I know as a parent, I did everything I.
But here's the
It's
thing.
not about they sacrifice. No, as a parent, you're supposed to.
But as a parent, the thing is, you have to have conversations with your child because what you think is best for them, versus what is best for them, is nowhere near the same. You could be like, "Yo, let me get you this house." Honestly, if it was me,
But she's not getting the
if it
house.
was- I didn't cut you off.
Sorry.
If it was me personally,
It's fair. You didn't cut
It
you
is
off.
fair.
If it was,
It is fair.
if it was me personally, I would. I mean, if I got 16-year-old kids and whatnot, I would actually bring in the kids in the decision, right?
He ain't even bring the wife in the
I-
decision.
I said, well, I'm speaking. If it was me, I would bring the kids in the decision because honestly, my wife, I don't expect her to have any attachment other than I respect that it's your mother.
No.
Well,
No.
I'm gonna cut you off now.
No. Okay, you're right. You're right. No, you're right.
I
You're right. You're right. You're right.
I'm playing.
So I would,
You're right. You're right.
I would ask my kids like, hey, what would you guys rather have? Would you rather have a new house that me and mommy have saved up for X amount of time? Or would you guys rather us invest this money in trying to get grandma to beat her cancer and we don't know how long she'll live, or if the treatment will even, be progressive, successful.
Well,
And-
honestly, I don't know.
No.
He's almost.
I thought it was ending.
And regardless, and depending on the answer collectively, that's the option I would go with. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be how I would handle it in a real life situation. You know what I'm saying? And we'd take a vote.
On money. So people, or you're saying that people have votes on shares that they didn't contribute to.
I'm saying that because what would happen is
No.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm saying it's not that, because the real thing is we're getting this house for the kids, right? Like partially, and they want a bigger house so the kids could be more comfortable, right? This is what they're saving their money up for.
To get out of
they're
their
saving
daddy
their money
house.
to own versus renting.
It's his father's crib.
Well,
wait.
they still
Six
rent
kids.
it.
That's what
in a
I agree with him
marriage.
on. Only because if she does die, and the father could easily just give them the house because he's going to die next.
We don't know what the father's gonna do.
Now
with
he
it.
gonna take the other savings to save the daddy too.
No,
the
but we're not
father's
saying
gonna
taking the
die.
savings. What I'm saying
He's
is
very
you're not.
poor.
It's not.
know.
It's not like you're paying rent to somebody.
He's 87. He doesn't work. That's probably all to most of his income.
And just like how she's looking at the mom not having a longer life, much longer of a life to live, the same she would have to look at the father. We're living in my father's house already,
Mm.
right?
free.
I would, and again, this is why I hate one-sided stories that don't give the full details. Because I want to know: are you paying the real price of rent that you're supposed to be paying underneath your father's house, or is he cutting you a break?
Literally Just thought about that.
Because if
just
he's
now.
already cutting you a break, which is probably helping you
It is
save,
probably a
you're
little
really
less.
ungrateful. Like that's how I look at it. But I don't know these questions. I don't know the answer to those
I
questions.
want to know if he got siblings and why his siblings they just put in.
They're dead.
Why would you say that?
Guys, I'm sorry.
The
Like
number's 87. I think if the number was 67, this wouldn't be a conversation.
Exactly.
If it was 57, would be a conversation.
Exactly.
Maybe 77, but
That's
it's
why I was-
87, so that's why he feels the way he feels.
Who, me or him?
I'm sorry, I was with you. I was with you till you said what.
saying-
I think he's trying to get back on your good side.
Nigga
No,
said-
you know, I
saying,
who, me?
I
I'm
understand where
confused.
you're coming from as far as like the whole family dynamic, and like I'm even
That's
on your side
understood.
saying like, oh, maybe she was babysitting for the kids so they could work to save money, and now I want to have the kids take a vote to save your grandma. But
guys, why are
if she
we
was 77, then it would be a different story.
mucho
I
perspective?
want to say just knowing my mother wouldn't even allow that. She would have straight up told me, you need to move forward and start living your life. My mom would have had her shit together first and foremost, though. She wouldn't have been in that situation.
No shade.
No shade.
No, it's complete shade, because
Shade, yeah.
you shouldn't have 33,000. That's a whole another topic, or 33 euros, whatever you got.
Naira.
But my mom would have told me that she lived her life and everything like that, and she would have basically gave me her blessings at that point, honestly.
Like, baby, I didn't live my life. I didn't had all the sexual
The thing
prowesses
is,
that
I don't have my mom's voice in my head saying that.
But at that age, mom, usually like we as children sometimes, and I work in my background is healthcare. I've put tags on older people's legs. I've seen them in hospice, set in rooms with them where the kids just drop them off and left. All of that. And
wait, their kids left them in hospice.
so I worked at Doctors Hospital. It's like in Coral Gables, Florida. I don't know, Miami. If you guys know about Miami.
I used to
Coral
live in
Gables
Miami, yeah.
So you know Coral Gables. So like,
maybe they don't care.
They don't give a fuck.
You right.
They drop them off at the hospital. They come they still alive. Like it used to just pain me to see them. And these people really they just wanted to go. They just want to go. And some kids are selfish trying to hold them because of I want them. They want to go at that age. Like really, you can't clean after yourself. You can't do this. You can't. Let me go with God or whoever I believe in. Like, let me just go. Like, it's just we become selfish because we're thinking about what we want.
Mm-hmm.
We want you here. I need you here. My kids need to see you. No, let them go.
Well, if they say so, then that's different. You know, but I think
you can't have the kids. You can't traumatize your kids.
And that's another
traumatize my kids and voting on my mother's life, though.
It's so easy.
Hey,
to
is
say,
she gonna go to the other side, y'all? Raise your hand. Or do you want a PlayStation?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Are we saving? Are we saving grandma or?
But
Aaron, that's fucked up.
Then that's the
Daddy.
You know what's crazy?
I think that she should have the means to do so.
Like,
Yeah.
and
What's your plan? What was your game plan for this, Daddy?
my grandfather, right? He had COVID, and COVID basically he killed him. He was at 90% on the ventilator, and my grandmother had told my grandmother that they were pulling the plug, right? And I remember because I was flying to LA, and this was the day my daughter was being born. And I'm listening to my grandmother and my mother cry on the phone, and they're pulling the plug on him because he's about to max out on the ventilator. And my grandmother's like, I'm not gonna let him do it. I can't let him do it. And I think she was like, let him at least have a fighting chance. And I think it's easy to sit here and say, I would let
She ain't have to pay money for them to keep the ventilator on.
I mean, she got it. So if she did, she would, right? So, but it's easy to sit here and say, I will pull the plug on my parent. It's easy to do it. It's easy to say it until you have to literally face it. And when you have to face it, and then you have to think like, yo, I held them in my life. Now, I think that if they do give me their blessing, like, hey, listen, do this, do that, do this, do that, it does help ease the pain. But if your mother is telling you, I don't want to die, you're taking that fucking money.
But she didn't say she didn't want to die.
Well, I mean, we don't know what she did say because this
William,
came from the wife.
I don't want to die, but baby, let me go.
But it was like,
No. The only reason I'm saying that is because we don't know, and it didn't.
Yeah.
Nobody want to die.
I think that she said that she had a decent relationship with her mother-in-law, right? She didn't say, right.
That sounds phony as fuck. That's the only. It was one line. Granted, I do love her.
I love
but
her.
she's 87 years
I
old.
mean,
That's
I don't
what
know.
it was. I love her,
She
but
cool and all, but
yeah, like
I don't know. I'm just
and
saying.
you don't know if this lady was a bitch with this lady for all these. You don't know what their relationship was either.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you this. Like when
she's
my
probably like, I want to take care of her when she's done.
You can attest to this because I think you was around. Maybe I don't know. But when my grandfather died, I remember like talking to my grandma, and she was like, "Aaron, I had to let him go. The reason why he was still around is, and I know my grandpa wasn't ready to die. That I do know because he said some sideways shit to my uncle. Right? You know what I'm talking about? Like, no, he said some shit. But I think you know what? It was dementia and all of that. So whatever. But I know for a fact, my grandma told me because she was in her right mind. She was like, I was the one who had to wait and be okay. Like, you know what, Earl, you can go. It wasn't on anybody else. So I'm also thinking if she had the money, I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like she would have like put it over there to like let him live because he was already at the end and it was like really just only like machines and what have you keeping him alive.
Yeah.
And a lot of men that I know, they be like, put a fucking bullet in my head.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Like sorry. my
I know, right?
I mean,
Keep 'em counting.
no. Listen, I don't know about the men in y'all's lives, but like the men that I know in my life, sorry, I spat. But the men in my life, like they really just be like, you know what? If I can't do X or do Y,
Yeah.
bring it to me. I'll do it myself.
What if they can? That's I mean,
why would they be?
No, I'm saying they might have been mobile. I do think that dementia and different types of like, just being able to not be mobile plays a big role in your decision. But like my grandmother, she's like 75, and
Your grandma young, baby.
she's 75, but it's like she's mobile too, right? My great grandmother, when she passed away, she was around 85. She was mobile too. My great grandfather, he died when he was 83. And honestly, once he died, that's when my great grandmother started losing her fucking mind. Like she started telling me she hearing him talking and all types of shit.
She probably
Well,
did.
No, I don't know if that's losing her mind.
I know, but like she died shortly after.
That's a connection,
right?
The love connection.
So my thing is, but they were both mobile. What I'm trying to say is, they both
not love.
Those
sorry.
like
no, he said they lived on different floors though. They wouldn't really like in the same.
You still smell their scent. You still have their aura.
Wait, what do you mean?
Everything in there.
No, something he said. I'm
sorry.
just.
Go ahead.
But what I'm saying, different floors. I get you. But what I'm saying is that they were in their 80s. They were mobile. Like my grandfather had gardens. He was always doing everything.
What he was growing?
Tomato. He was Italian, so niggas had hella tomatoes and cucumbers,
cilantro,
all
and
types of shit,
parsley
right?
and shit. That was dope.
But like what I'm saying is, if they're at that point where they're able to be like fully functioning adults,
like my grandma was riding around in her not a Malibu. What's that car? The one that's bigger than the Malibu. Riding around in her Impala, running her errands, going to get her medicines, and doing whatever she wanted to do. Then like a week later, she's in the hospital, and then like it just fucking went downhill from there.
Yeah,
like literally that. So again, I'm not just talking out of my ass. Like I saw this happen, and from that, what I can say is that like she's like, oh, my parents are gone, my siblings are gone, my husband is gone. One of my kids is gone. Fuck, I need to be here for. And when my grandfather died, she literally would be like, I don't feel like being here, Aaron. I'm like, hey, you need to chill out. Let's go get some margaritas. I'd be like, let's go eat some Mexican food, hang out or whatever, because I didn't want her to be in that state where she's like, oh, everybody's gone. I don't want to be here. No, we're here. But I'm also looking at it from my perspective.
Exactly. You're not.
I'm not looking at it from. And mind you, me and my grandma were very close. We talked a lot. We were together a lot. Like, but it's different when your circle, meaning your parents, your kids, your siblings, when they're gone.
That's a lifetime of grief.
Yeah. And she was the youngest. So she saw all of these people die.
Yeah.
And so when my grandfather died, she would always be like, oh, I'm just ready to go.
She want to go over there and
get me out.
Right. On the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And I would hate y'all. I would fucking hate to hear it. I'd be like, you need to chill out.
Yeah.
But she was like serious about it. But I think when you get to that point of so many people being gone, you're fine with it. And I'm not saying that's the case.
I don't think you're fine with it. I think there's nothing.
I think we need a follow up on that. We need to hit them up and say we need the update.
I don't know.
I be feeling like all of these situations, we be really needing them on the couch for real. I say that every single time because there's always
right. I would love to know what happened.
Piece of information missing for me.
Yeah.
That I just wish I had them right here to like talk.
Probably already ain't like that man. He probably cheated on her their whole marriage, and now he went ahead and spent our lives saving.
Now you see, I ain't gonna say all
Nigerian,
that. Of course he
African men are known to.
Oh boy!
You see, now you put in.
You carry 6 kids, and now you got a problem with $16,000.
They be having 10 kids and 10 wives. What you mean?
But what I'm saying, so now you got a problem with money. Like, come on.
I don't know. I'm just sorry. Like my vote is. That's some
let it
bullshit,
go,
baby. You need to run me my half of 33,000. Period.
And that's that.
And then let me figure out what I'm gonna do with you.
You need to go sell your ass.
I'm cool with that.
We just went to the playground with this, and we not trying to go to the moon. Okay, so
The lady died.
He trying to go smooth.
So
And
we
the
actually
money's
don't
gone.
know. Honestly, I really wish that I knew what
Oh,
happened.
so they didn't. So that she didn't pass
Can we reach
away.
out to them? Can we?
Not right now.
Reach out.
What's them? Hey, fam.
She had a
Never thought of that.
I know they divorced now after that shit went viral.
No,
No, they not.
No.
You probably heard that shit like, oh,
So that's how you really feel?
I'm about to get you your money, and when I get it,
Yeah, run them.
Bye,
run,
nigga.
Run all of the Nairas.
Oh my!
Nairas.
All of them. No, literally, run them all.
That shit been here.
Don't steal.
That shit been here.
But I've said this before. Don't steal from me. That is my
Right.
that is my like
Yeah, but-
line in the sand. You don't steal from me.
But you know, we had a conversation where that girl was stealing $700 every week out of that
All right,
check
all right.
and
It's not
putting it
stealing.
aside for a $40,000 escape
It was a
plan.
different.
No,
kind
no,
of-
no.
That wasn't
No, it
stealing.
wasn't. No, because we said she was wrong.
No, but you said that wasn't stealing.
It's not
That
stealing.
was
It wasn't.
It
borrowing.
was a theft.
It's
It
not
was borrowing.
stealing.
Said it was our money.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
It
said
is
was
their
a-
money.
Borrowing.
Okay, so-
It wasn't. But just leave that thing alone. You ain't gonna get it.
So I think that at some point in time, we have to be okay with letting go and understanding that life, a part of life is death. A huge part of life is death. And you have to be able to make very, very, very tough decisions, but look further than yourself and sometimes look further than your family or your wife to make those decisions. And so I think the main key for me out of this would be is to continue to communicate, but always choose what's best for the future generation.
Poetic. No, it's poetic. I'm gonna be honest. Don't be out here stealing from me. That's all I gotta say. Do not steal from me. And the only reason I say that is because that is my heart. I think that when you are married to somebody, at the minimum, you do owe them a conversation and notice. Like notice is required. Like in general, when you sue somebody, you need notice. When you divorce somebody, you need notice. When something, whatever, you need notice. So I think that like, hey, I made the decision to take the money. You know, whether I discussed it with you or not is a different story. But like, you have to tell somebody. That's the shadiest shit ever for me. Like, but again, that's one of my hard lines. Do not steal from me. You can do what you want, but do not steal. Like that is a thing that will send me into doing crazy. No. You know, some people are like, oh, I bust his windows out, blah, blah, blah. It ain't that much that's gonna make me act a fool, not steal from me. Because if you gonna steal from me, baby, you will do everything else. Everything else. Do not steal from me. And that's all.
Well, for me, my takeaway is communication is key. Because I already told you guys that I'm gonna do for my mama. I am. The only difference is I would communicate with my partner that this is what I want to do with our money. I wouldn't have just taken it because I would be considerate of the fact that this is not only mine, but it is money that you put in as well. But I wouldn't have gone without trying to see if I can help my mom in some way. That's just me.
What about
All
you?
right.
Oh, me next.
What about girl?
I mean, piggyback. They pretty much said everything. Communication. Don't steal from me. Definitely, our parents are, regardless of what relationship we have with our parents, they brought us to this earth. So it doesn't matter what you did to me, how you did to me. I'm always gonna be here for you. But at the same time, being a parent, once I became a parent, I understand that, like I mentioned, my kids, I think of my kids first before anything. And in that situation, communication is key. Um, and as a wife, I would support you, but I would hope that you would think about us because once you get married, that is your priority, not your parents. Your parents gave you a way into that situation. So therefore, put me and my children first. Communication and Baby, grandma was 87 years old. I'm gonna go on to Rico
Oh,
now.
I was about to say, okay, next.
Rico said by committee. Baby, we voting.
My
Death by committee.
my final thought is stop letting money tear your relationships apart. If somebody has the ability to do something with the money that is really meaningful and purposeful, in this example, saving the life of their parent, don't let that decision tear your relationship down. I don't think there's a value or a dollar amount you can put on a day, on a year, or on a month. And when you're talking about the woman who pushed you out, I do know that most men are going to go great lengths for them, especially if they had a great relationship with them. And I think that's my final thoughts. I do think you should communicate. I'm sorry. I do think you should communicate, but I do understand that there's sometimes with situations like that, you understand it's going to be a hard communication. Honestly, I'm not going to get into my thoughts and my opinions, but you know.
I was about to say,
You're
One more
doing it
thing.
now.
It's
I just
very
think that he didn't-
important to
he didn't
have
give a fuck.
insurance.
Thank you.
Insurance is very important. Life lesson. Make sure you pay that insurance.
Thank you.
There's insurance
That
in
life
Nigeria.
insurance and that health
Yeah.
insurance. Get Medicaid, hell, whatever.
Mhm.
Insurance would have solved all these problems.
Thank you.
You would only have to use his house.
Thank you.
Cheers.